Hi NCC, happy Saturday. Good news, I survived the first week back at school this year. And I confess, I am slap worn out. It was overwhelming. It felt like we tried to cram a month worth of life into 1 week. But I encourage you to pray for all teachers and all students who are headed back into the classroom. We've kind of all been in a pause mode for 4 months, a wait and see mode, and now it's time to hit the ground running, and it's hard to pick up the pace and find your rhythm again. So I encourage you to pray for the teachers and the students. We will make it. One of the good things that happened this week is I was assigned a homeroom, and it's older students, and so we've been able to spend some time in devotions first thing in the morning. And yesterday's devotion gave us a good chuckle because it was from Romans 8 verse 18, and when I read it from the King James Version, it led to an interesting discussion of a word. This word is the word reckon. Romans 8:18 in the King James Version says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." So we paused for a moment on the word reckon, and that's a southern term for sure. And we looked at what does that actually mean, reckon? We use it almost like, I guess, will you be able to get all this done this morning? I reckon. But the term reckon is actually a mathematical term, and it means to calculate, to consider, to equate. And so we're going to reckon, we're going to calculate and consider and compare whether the sufferings of this present time are comparable to the glory which shall be revealed in us. And the writer of Romans says, I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And when we think of the sufferings of this present time, man, a lot of things can come to mind. It can range from guard duty in the rain for a teacher, wearing a mask for 8 straight hours for a teacher, yes, or from learning to adapt to virtual classroom, or whatever it is that's on your list of sufferings for this present time. We're all going through it, y'all, and it's easy for that to feel really heavy and oppressive and all-consuming, but Paul encourages us to reckon. I reckon that the suffering of this present time is not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And that scripture led us to another one in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 about suffering and glory. It's contrasting those two things. He said, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." So this trouble that we're in, it's actually working something within us. It's working glory within us. And that's hard to see. It is hard to feel, and it's hard to be aware of what's actually happening in the process. And he compares those two things. He's equating them. He's saying, okay, light and momentary troubles are achieving, that's the working part, eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So he's still comparing them with light and momentary, eternal and heavy glory. Today, I want to encourage you to do some reckoning. Now, you may not be from the South, y'all, but you can reckon. And you can take a moment to allow God to give you an eternal perspective. It's easy for the moment that we're in to feel like it's all encompassing and to feel like this is going to overwhelm us. But we can do some reckoning, and we can take a step back and get some perspective and consider and reckon whether what we're going through right now, how that compares to the eternal weight of glory that is actually being worked within us through the process of trials. I'd rather not have the trials, to be honest with you, but God uses all of the parts of our life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to transform us into the image of Jesus. And for those of us who are Christ followers, we can have an eternal perspective no matter what our troubles are, whatever season of life we're in. So I just want to ask you whether you've thought about that term reckon in a mathematical way or not, to reckon whether the troubles that you're facing today, reckon them in light of eternity, and in the light of the glory and the process that God is working out in us, and allow Him to give you a different perspective. I also want to encourage you to join us tomorrow for service, whether you come to the house and join us there. We'd love to see you. We're taking all kinds of safety precautions to keep us all safe. Or you join us online through the live stream. Pastor Cal is going to be continuing to explore the sermon series Invitation to a Journey, where we discuss the unique personality traits that are within each of us, and how God uses that to reveal His glory within us, and also to teach us how to interact with one another and give grace to one another. So I hope that you have a wonderful Saturday and that you do some reckoning today. See ya.